Good morning. I just wanted to make a quick video because it's Friday and I wanted to share my experience around Friday. You know, there's always three things that I was really fucking always thinking about when it comes to Friday. I cannot wait to get paid. I can't wait to finish work early. And I'm definitely not fucking doing what I did last week. They were the three things that would constantly go on in my mind on a Friday over and over again. And by the time I'd finish early and by the time I got paid, that I'm not doing that again this week would have completely fucking disappeared. Where the fuck it went, I don't know. And it'd only end up a matter of time before a couple of days would go by and I'd be like, how the fuck have I done that again? Why the fuck have I done that again? How did I end up doing that? Where did it start? You know, between me waking up on a Friday morning and telling myself that I'm definitely not doing that again, and by the time I'd finish work, all that would happen is I'd just be in a rationalisation and justification process. And throughout the day, I would rationalise and justify all my actions and all my motives and justify the consequences. It's not going to be the same. I'm not going to do the same. I'm not going to spend all my wages this week. I'm definitely not going to stay out that long. I'm only going to have one. I'm going to have a quiet one tonight. That's a fucking new one. That is a new one, that. You know, I'm not getting obsessed tonight. I'm just having a quiet one at home. I remember doing that and it never got me fucking anywhere. You know, that continuous process of doing that, if all I'm doing is concentrating on the fact that I am not going to do that again this week, the chances are 9.99% chance that I'm going to be doing exactly the same things I did last week. What I want to be doing instead, and giving myself half the chance, is making a plan to do something different, concentrating on what I want to do this weekend or what I want to do today and making plans. And if you can ring somebody else and sort of ask them if they want to join you in taking some sort of different route and doing something different that weekend, maybe it'd be Friday or Saturday or Sunday, you know, making a plan for the weekend and sticking to that plan and sticking to that plan with another person and sort of holding yourself accountable to then stick to that plan, the chances are that you're not going to be living the same experience. Now, if all you're doing is thinking about the fact that you're not going to do what you did last week, you're just going to end up doing it again. I've lived through the experience of that, and I've got the evidence that shows me that if I just concentrate on what I'm not going to do, and I'm definitely not doing that this weekend, I'm just going to end up doing the same thing. You know, in the beginning, I didn't have any fucking great ideas of what to do with my weekend other than take drugs and take alcohol. I couldn't associate any other experience that life had to offer me if it didn't involve drugs or alcohol. I didn't associate anything to be fun. You know, if I wasn't getting pissed and I wasn't getting fucking smashed and I wasn't staying out on 3-day benders, anything else other than that was just it was just boring as fuck. You know what I mean? That's all I ever fucking seen. But I'll tell you now, if you hold yourself accountable and get somebody else to, you know, encourage each other to try new things and do something different that doesn't involve taking drink and drugs, and you stay abstinent for quite a period of time, your life eventually will start to take on new meaning. And you'll find the joy and happiness in many other experiences of your life. Now, I experienced the same thing over and over again for 15 years. But because drugs and alcohol changed the way I feel instantly, I always thought that that was working for me. I always fucking associated it with pleasure. I always associated it with ease and comfort. But really, I was substituting any fucking dream or goal or aspirations that I had that was set in my future, because I'd always return to the same experience, you know, in complete denial, rationalising and justification that was the best thing, that was my best idea. I was so fucking narrow-minded, so closed off. I didn't have any idea of even how to start thinking of something else that didn't involve taking drink or drugs. And it landed me in a place where I sat there and I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. You know, is this all my life consists of? Am I going to carry on doing this for another 15 fucking years? It's time to fucking grow up. It's time to do something new. I want more from my life than that repeated pattern, that cycle of addiction. And you know, the more dangerous addiction that goes on is the one where people and addiction allows them to function. It allows them to keep a job. It allows them to pay the bills. It allows them to have a car and a house. And, you know, it allows them to look half decent and hold down the fucking necessities of what makes a life tick. You know, the outside stuff. But internally, for me, I was fucking dead. I had no courage. I had no fucking faith. I had no enthusiasm for life anymore. But as long as I can continue to use drugs to numb the pain of the lack of the enthusiasm that I had for myself and my life, and the fucking gratitude that I had for Neil and that self-love, for the lack of that, as long as I could get to use to numb the pain at least once a week or once every other week, I'd sort of justify the fact that I was doing all right. After a long period of time of me continuously concentrating on what I'm going to do different, my life has slowly but surely took on a whole new fucking meaning. Blessed to be carrying a message on a Friday today that you don't have to do that anymore. I wanted to make some information a bit more accessible to the public because I found it quite difficult to find myself with the right information. You know, I fell through services. You know, psychiatrists and doctors weren't fucking any use to me because they didn't have a fucking clue of what was going on inside Neil. I need to find people that identified me, lived through the experience, and have had the experience of living clean and sober. There's meetings that run through Preston and Lancashire all night and all day. You know, there's physical meetings that run more or less every night in Preston and Lancashire and surrounding areas. But there's not an hour that goes by in the day where you can't jump onto a Zoom platform where there's hundreds of thousands of people that know exactly what you're going through. They've lived through the experience and they can give you the encouragement to change and start doing things different. And ultimately, they understand what's going on. They understand, they get you. Do you know what I mean? I needed to find that. I needed to find people that understood what was wrong with me. Not only that, now I have educated myself on how to deal with that. I've educated myself in why I used to do that. I've educated myself in how I'm going to do things different. And I've really become in touch with myself. And I love being of service to other people. My life has took on new meaning when I started to take action and think about what I'm going to do different. It is Friday after all. Stay blessed, guys. Have a brilliant weekend. God bless.